understanding reckon the number of the beast, for it is a human number. Its number is 666.
I left alone. My mind was blank. I needed time to think to get the memories back. What did I see?
Okay. Welcome in. I guess we can say that. We have Rent-A-Cop with just one headlight. One headlight. That guy's got an attitude. This guy here. He is, man. He's... That I can agree upon. Like, you know, they say some people are just unfit, you know, for their position. Actually, I'm just kidding. You really can't tell. You don't know. Just because we don't really know. I mean, unless you really talk to him. I mean, if you're just going by like looks, you know, if he gives you looks and everything, or you know, if it just, you know, it just appears that way, appears that, you know, that he's just someone you kind of ran into, or like a personality or a certain behavior that you know. What did I know? Run to the hills. So anyway, we begin a new week. Stuff like that. We're fine. We're perfect. And you know, just right now, it's just like it's like a beginning. You know, I'm just kind of brainstorming. I mean, like I said, there's a lot of things you really can't say on here. I mean, you really can't. I mean, you can't. You know, I mean, how else can you say it? Like, I mean, you can't, like, you know, really, really say what you really, really want to say, you know? Not saying necessarily it's going to be bad, you know, it's going to be vulgar or this or that. I mean, it just coming from you, like, you know. I mean, like yesterday, like, I really, I mean, years ago I used to, like, you know, debate with certain people with a certain kind of belief, and I used to debate them hard, like, you know. Then I stopped, you know, but, you know, I was doing it for, I mean, a lot of times we are actually doing something for a reason. Like, we're doing it for a reason. I mean, that reason could be just the individual, the person. Like me. Like, you know, maybe, you know, there was just something, it was something else, you know, maybe something I took in or something like that. Maybe I just wanted to, maybe pass it along, maybe not. You know, maybe get to their side of it, maybe test my theory. You know, because if I'm hearing it from one thing, there's a lot of different things. It's you know, confidence in, you know, what you believe, or finding an answer. It's like, you know, how somebody starts off playing the drums or the guitar. And I'm gonna let this guy go. He's been in a shit frenzy hurry. You know, do what you want, man. That's what it is. That's the society we live in. You know, like today is Easter, I believe. And, you know, just ask me, you know, maybe go around asking people, like, what is Easter? You know, you'd be amazed, like, you know, how many people, you know, wouldn't know. And so what? I guess a lot of people would say, like, you know, talking about the people I used to talk to, like, to find out some things. And I'm not being arrogant or anything like that. I'm just saying, I mean, this is what they want. I mean, what was that thing with the Hobby Lobby? Stuff like that, like religious freedom and all this kind of, I mean, throughout the years, you know, it's like, you know, do things that benefit yourself, like, you know, don't believe, you know, that there's, that you can't do this or you can't do that. And I'm just speaking on, like, the things that you hear, the things that you come to acquire, in the time. And of course we change. Johnny's mentioning, yes, after 20 years we have Roseanne. Okay, what's that say? What does that say? And it got good viewership. What does that say? Does it say maybe there are some people that just, are just tired of a certain thing? I mean, especially like, Roseanne, and then what is this guy's name? Goodman? Maybe John Goodman. And then Sarah Gilbert. And then the nasty lady. I don't know all their names or anything like that, but I'm just saying, a show like this about whatever their name was, what was it called, the Johnson family? I don't know. That you're just surviving, like, raising kids and stuff like that, And again, it's Easter and all that kind of stuff. And, people say, like I said yesterday, people just say Happy Easter and all that. What is it? What happened that, on Easter? I'm not going to mention some stuff because I just, is it about eggs? Is it about like hunting eggs? Like, just go hide the eggs, color the eggs, go to mass. I always often said that, like years ago, masses on Christmas and Easter, biggest turnout, no matter what. They still go, like Easter and Christmas. Some of them, most of them, not all. And again, we're not here to tell you what to do or anything like that. I mean, please, I'm out of that business. I don't care. It's up to the individual. The individual finds a way to, set his discourse, his future or whatever it is. And along the way, we make mistakes, That's why I was telling the guy over there, I was like, sometimes you don't always come in first. And he was saying, I was just reading the post and everything. It's like, people are generally good. They don't need a religion. They don't need anyone to tell them what to do. We're just reading it off. Like, they don't. I mean, look at the individual. Where do you go for advice? I mean, some people just go back and forth to work. I mean, after, they, have their fun, the teenage years, little college years, stuff like that, Like I said, trips, this, that. Some prolong it. And some, get to a point, where they made decisions. Like, they're on their own. They don't want to go back. We're listening to Axl Rose, whatever his name is, there on CNN. Anyway, why don't they just have robots, like anti-Trump robots on CNN and MSNBC? Just say the same thing, Trump is this, Trump is that, Trump is this, Trump is that. But anyway, he was interviewing Charles Barkley and asking him, I mean, of course, they have an audience. They have people listening in. You talk about, like, beliefs and all this kind of stuff. Well, whatever you're taking in is what you're believing in, So, I mean, it does have an impact. I mean, last night I had a dream. I don't know, it was like in a mall for some reason. And I couldn't get to my car no matter what. Like, the keys were an issue. I kept on losing them or something. There was some kind of animal in there. I don't know if it was a snake or what, but I was at this thing, like, with the water, where they throw all the coins and stuff like that, or something. I was like, I thought the car was in the mall. The guy said, no, you can't have cars in the mall. It was just bizarre. And then I was like, this certain place, like, I mean, I can remember when I get up, I know the certain structure of where these scenes take place. I mean, structurally, like, environment, like, you know, some like place in Albany would seem like it. You know, I spent a lot of time over there, and a lot of wild times all over. But I'm just, in particular, I don't know why that. Maybe because malls. I always go back and forth to malls. So I guess people usually end up dreaming about malls. But then I go outside. It's like a smaller car, and there's this. I don't know. This person wants to ride. I really don't want to ride him, and it's like drinking gin and tonics or something like that. And he's like, he's in my view. Like, I'm trying to drive, and he's like, and I'm like, oh man. I'm like, I'm not driving this guy anywhere. I'm throwing him out. We get to music yet? Oh yes, we had Iron Maiden.